But at the end of the day, it is up to you whether or not you choose to allow yourself to heal properly. Dwelling on, I wish it didn't happen. Why did this have to happen to me? You are the only one that decides who and what you are in this world. Don't forget that, ever. I've been actually trying to film this all day long, and there's been construction outside, and it's been really frustrating, and it's finally quiet, and I'm trying to rush to get this done before Doug gets home and it's loud again. So bear with me, and I just realized that it's lunchtime, so I gotta eat something real quick, and then we can dig into the video. All right, to make this day even more interesting, I just realized the veggies that I meal prepped for the week, Doug excellently took them to work. So I'm just going to keep it simple with some tuna and rice. Since I have no veggies, I decided to make one of my green juices. 1 scoop of this is 2 servings of organic, non-GMO veggies. So it's going to have to do for today. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, my name is Jamie, and I create content that gives you, hopefully, a weekly dose of inspiration. So if you're new around here and you enjoy this, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on a video. All right, let's get into this. Before we dig into it all, I am no expert in anything. As I always say, I just share my experiences, the lessons I'm learning, and hopefully that can inspire you to make some positive changes in your life, some positive improvements in your life. And that is always the goal here on this channel. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. If it resonates with you, awesome. But if it doesn't, there's the next person and the next person and the next person that will give their own advice and their own experiences. And that's what I love about the internet. First, I want to say that your injury or your illness does not define you. Do not forget that. No matter what is thrown at you in this journey, it does not define you. You are the only one that decides who and what you are in this world. Don't forget that, ever. You are not your injury. You are not your illness. It is merely a part of your story. And when we get to rewrite those stories that have been holding us back or keeping us in a place in our life that just isn't a good feeling, or where we're not thriving, or we're just miserable every single day because of the circumstances in our life, that's when the magic happens, when you can rewrite that story and realize that you get to decide what this healing process looks like. You get to decide what your injury recovery looks like. And that was like such a freeing thing for me, because when I really sat down and asked myself that question and thought about what I wanted this journey to look like and accepted that this is where I'm at in life and this is the situation that was handed to me, instead of dwelling on, I wish it didn't happen. Why did this have to happen to me? All those things that truly are very valid to feel, that, you know, that disappointment that it's happened, but it's happened. And the quicker that we get to the point of accepting that this is the circumstance that I've been dealt, the sooner we can get to the point of starting the healing process. The healing process can only kick off once we accept that this is our situation and it is up to us and us alone to deal with it, to heal from it. And of course, like, you can have the support and have the environment that helps you thrive, but at the end of the day, it is up to you whether or not you choose to allow yourself to heal properly. I want you to remember that not everyone's going to understand your journey. Not everyone's going to take it as seriously as you. Sometimes it can be really isolating. It can feel so lonely to be on this journey and to feel like no one really understands the physical pain that you might be in every day, or the limitations that are in your life, or how so much has changed and you can't do the things that you used to be able to do. And that can be really frustrating when you just want someone else to feel your pain, you know what I mean? And this isn't, obviously you don't want to inflict pain, I hope, on someone else, but it's like you just want to be a human who wants to feel connected and understood, and there's nothing wrong with that. If this is your first ever injury, know that healing is not linear, and you can take 2 steps forward and take 3 steps back. It can be such a draining, tiring, discouraging process. But keep pushing through. You are so worth it. And when you come out on the other side and you've given yourself that time to heal properly, and you've worked on your mindset, and you've nourished your body, and you've surrounded yourself with people who are going to support you, who you become on the other side of this injury is going to be far better than who you were before it happened. Because I truly believe that when obstacles come into our life, we grow as a person. I like to look at my injury as a lesson and who I'm becoming because this obstacle and this circumstance has come into my life. Who's going to show up for you if you're not even showing up for you right now? This is when you need yourself the most. I want you to ask yourself how you want to feel at the end of this recovery process. And are the actions you are going to take going to lead you there? Now, you might be very limited and restricted in what you can do, but you can always do something. You got to remember as well to listen to your body. Do not push and rush the process because you want to do this and you need to do that. I truly believe that our bodies are speaking to us every single day, and it is up to us to listen. So what is your body asking for? When you're trying to push it to do this and push it to do that, and it is speaking and it is yelling and it is screaming at you to rest, or it's asking you to move and you are staying stagnant, because inactivity can be just as damaging when you're recovering. So you gotta find the balance, and you gotta know what's best for your body, for your injury, because every injury is an individual process. So you need to figure out and put in the work to find what's gonna work for you. And it can be so easy to just live in this negativity bubble because everything sucks and I hate this and it's the worst. And it is. Like, I'm not trying to take away from those feelings. Like I said, they are very valid. It is not a great situation to be in, but it is your situation and you are in it. So what are you going to do about it? How are you going to show up? What are you going to make this time mean for you? Having that all or nothing mentality, well, I can't do this, so F it all. And then you end up worse off. You get to choose what you want this to look like. So if you want it to look like that, awesome. But if you don't, it is in your hands to create whatever you want this process to look like. I always try and check in with that gratitude and I'm so grateful. When I get to go for a long beach walk, I'm like, I am so grateful for this walk, because 6 months ago, I could barely go down the street for 5 minutes without being in excruciating pain and barely being able to walk. My boyfriend had to walk me to the bathroom. As someone who loves her independence, it was a real struggle having to ask my boyfriend to help me walk to our bathroom. I get the struggle. I get that it can get so dark and feel those feelings, but do not live in those feelings. Do not take those on as your identity. As I am someone with this injury and I'm miserable and my life sucks. If you keep replaying those stories in your head, that is going to become your identity. And where is that going to take you? Where is that mindset and those negative thoughts on repeat? Where is that going to get you? And where do you want to be? If you want to just be sitting in the same spot, stagnant in these negative, dark places, sure, continue on that road. But if you want growth and you want more happiness in your life, which you fully deserve, you have to choose better. Now that this injury is part of your life, what are you going to choose to focus on? Are you going to sit there every single day and just focus on every single thing that you can't do? Or are you going to start focusing on what you can do? Like, cool. When I got my injury, is a hip injury and a glute injury. So there was days that I couldn't even walk down the street, but I could get to the tiny speed bump in front of the house. So I walked to that tiny speed bump, and that was my walk for the day. You may notice a little theme. I love to set challenges and really get you to think about your life and reflect. So I want to challenge you this week. Sit down and really think about what you want this healing journey to look like for you. Ask yourself that. 1, how do I want to feel at the end of this journey? 2, what do I want this journey to look like? And 3, I want you to ask yourself, what is the lesson here? what lesson can I take away from this circumstance in my life right now? Because there's always something that you can take away as a lesson to learn and grow. And if we aren't looking for those lessons in the circumstances that come into our life, good or bad, I feel like we're doing ourselves a disservice from growing and stretching and opening and expanding ourselves to that next level. So look for the lessons in life. Look for the lessons in the struggle. Look for the lessons in all the things that come into your life that you might not have asked for, because there's always a lesson there, and there's always something that you can take away from this that can benefit you. As much as it doesn't feel like it right now, as much as it might feel all doom and gloom and that you're never gonna be the same again and life sucks, and all thinking about all the things you can't do and all the things you used to be able to do, there is a lesson here, there is benefits, there is growth. At the end of the day, you just have to choose it. You just have to choose, this is what I want my healing journey to look like. This is how I want to feel after I recover from this. And I want to look back and know that I spent this time doing this, this, and this, and I feel this way for it. And this is the lesson that I've learned. You know, that is such a more empowering space to navigate through such a crappy time. Let's just call it what it is. It's not great. I don't wish it on anyone. And it can just feel so defeating. And I feel defeated all the time. It's like given me this strength and this determination, but it's also given me so much gratitude for my body and for what I can do when I can do it. You are amazing. You are so worthy. And just because the circumstances in your life does not mean that it has to take away from who you are. So remember who you are. You have so much to offer this world than what your injury is limiting you to. Remember that. You are so much more than just an injury or just what your injury has stopped you from being able to do momentarily. Remember everything else that you are. Remember everything else that makes you great, because it's not just this one thing. There's so many amazing things that make up a person and so many amazing things about you. I hope that this video can help someone out there feel a little less alone on their injury journey, because I know how frustrating it can be and how isolating it can be, and you just want someone who gets it, and you're trying to put your best foot forward. It can really feel like, oh well, they can't tell how much pain I'm actually in, because you're doing your best to show up at your best. So that can be frustrating too. And you know, there's so many layers to this, and you know, I didn't really know where this conversation was going to go. I just knew that it's something that I wanted to talk on, and I might do a part 2 to this because it is something that I've been going through for over a year now. This is a video I wish that I could have watched when I first started my journey into living with an injury, and I didn't know that, you know, this process of me going through my injury was going to be such a big part of my life. And when I say big, I mean it's big as in it's limited me a lot, but I've also been dealing with it for such a long time. Like, just been a really long and tiring journey at times. So I totally get it. If you are someone that's working through an injury right now, I'd love to hear in the comments, where are you struggling most on your journey? Is it the mindset? Is it nourishing your body? Is it movement? Is it your environment? I would love to hear it, so let me know in the comments below, and I might do a follow-up episode if I, you know, get some feedback on something else that might help someone else. If you aren't already, go follow me over on Instagram, where you can keep up with me in real time. I'll post lots more like this, so if you like this, you definitely might like my content over there. And if you are someone that is still like living in that negative mind space, it might be good to check out my self-sabotage video, where you might get some ideas and inspiration and some tests that you can take away and apply to your week, so you can take the action in your life towards the person that you want to be. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get your weekly dose of inspiration from me. See you in the next one.